Hey, Phil from Retrocade here once again. I just wanted to do the follow-up video to the video that we did for our original 96 figure display, and I wanted to do this follow-up and do uh, a little direct video here for our good friend Blue Snaggletooth. Now, Blue Snaggletooth is not part of the original 96 carded figures. He was never available on a card, and if you know anything about Star Wars Kenner original figures, Blue Snaggletooth was only available through the Sears Cantina Adventure playset, which was a Sears Christmas catalog exclusive. I don't believe it was available on shelves in retail stores, but prove me wrong in the comments. I believe it was only available through the Sears mail-away catalog, and it was called the Cantina Adventure playset, and it came with 4 figures: Greedo, Snaggletooth, and Greedo, this Snaggletooth, I guess Hammerhead, and let me see what this says. Trying to see. Greedo, Snaggletooth, Hammerhead, and Walrus Man. The other 3 figures, of course, available on their own individual card backs, but Blue Snaggletooth was not. Mainly because, if you know how the story goes, was that Kenner, this being late 78, or would have been mid 78 during production, or early 78, didn't have good reference photos for the Snaggletooth character. So they didn't know, whether it was tall or short. So they just kind of whipped up their own kind of thing, like they did with Greedo and Hammerhead, because Hammerhead is really just like a top mask with a robe on. They kind of just went their own way. I mean, a Walrus Man, isn't wearing the same outfit he is in the video, in the movie, and neither is really Greedo. So they kind of did the same thing for Snaggletooth, and just kind of gave him his own kind of like outfit with these disco boots, and even the symbol on his belt buckle was really just one of the designers. They had a symbol on their their business card, and they just kind of put that in there. But it was really only available through Sears Cantina Adventure Set, and then also through a 2-pack through the Sears catalog with Greedo. So those are only 2 ways to get him. He wasn't on his own individual card, and in fact, Lucasfilm had said, "Hey, we don't want that Snaggletooth. He's supposed to be short and have a red outfit, like he looked on the Star Wars Holiday Special," and that's the carded one. Would have really been modeled after the Snaggletooth in the Holiday Special. So this one is kind of considered fairly rare because he was never on his own card. He was really only available through the Sears Cantina Adventure playset, which is not to be confused with the Creature Cantina playset, which even I was a little confused about it. I was like, well, the Sears doesn't have, it's just a cardboard backdrop with 4 figures. And I was like, well, what about the Cantina that has is like a plastic set? And that's actually a completely separate thing. It's just it's like a little plastic kind of bar, and it's got peg stands for the figures to stand up, but that's actually a completely different set. So there's some confusion there. But he is fairly rare, again, because he was never on his own card and was only available through however many Sears Cantina Adventure sets they produced. And it was halted fairly quickly because Lucasfilm didn't want the Snaggletooth character to be tall and blue. They wanted him to be short and in a red outfit like he was in the Holiday Special. So that's why, he's kind of notorious and infamous in the Star Wars collecting community because of that. So he's definitely one of the more notable figures for sure. And as you can see, this particular example is in pretty good shape. Usually the disco boots here, usually that paint wears off very easy, but these are in very good condition. And then the belt buckle is also in very good shape. And usually he'll get some balding spots. He'll start losing his hair paint, but he's got pretty good paint all around. He's in very good condition, I think. And then also another thing to note about this figure is that as you can see, there's some discoloring of the torso, and that's extremely common. Pretty much all of them have that at this point, except for some of the most top tier examples. And it's I guess because they used a more rigid, maybe ABS plastic on the torso, and it really discolors and then it hardens. And you have to watch out because it comes very brittle. And there's stories of people waking up to their snaggletooths that have been sealed in acrylic, and they're just broken because the torso just gave and just cracked. It gets so brittle over time. These little figures were not meant to be, meant to last the test of time. It's been over 40 years. So, but he's a great little story behind him. He's definitely one of the more desired of the original figures. He only came with a blue black Rebel blaster, as they call it, like the Han Solo blaster. So he's got a nice special spot here on the podcast table, right under the first 12, which I'll probably do another follow-up video on. I'll just do individual little short videos on all our little trinkets here. But he's a great little design, and a fine addition to the podcast table, along with all our other characters here. And we got Jabba complete. But so another podcast episode coming up soon, and I'll see you all in the comments.